Hello and welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining. Uh, I'm continuing with my learnings. Happy Sunday and hope your Sunday is relaxed and going well. I'm continuing with my learnings of this book by Thich Nhat Hanh. The book's name is Work. This book is all about how we can create a more mindful workplace, how we can be more mindful in our workplace, right? Now, as I was continuing in the discussions on this book, uh, I wanted to pick up certain things, but there was this thing that just came to my attention, and it was the section is this. This is on page 43. It is the island of self, right? So it is so profound. I just thought to just maybe in this session I'll just cover this because this is so profound, right? If we get this right, and I was searching the things that are given in this. I was actually searching for this because I had read it some years back, and I forgot from where I had learned. So this illustration is there given in this. So this will be like a 5-10 minute session, but I'll be sharing about this profound concept, right? So yes, so it reads like this, that when Buddha was 80 years old and he knew that he wasn't going to live much longer, he offered the practice of the island of self. So there's a discourse that Buddha gave, seeking refuge in oneself, right? Because he knew that he would not be living anymore, much more. So he gave that discourse to his students. So he offered the practice of island of self to his students. He said that there is a safe island within yourself that you can go back to every time you feel afraid, unstable, or in despair. Go home to the island of self inside of you and take refuge in that island, and you will be safe. Right. So the core teachings of the Buddha's teachings is that don't seek refuge in something outside of yourself. Right. So if you want to make a transformation, or if you want to break free of any patterns that are there in you, these patterns are basically your mind. So Buddha's entire teaching was looking closely into how mind works and getting that insight, and then that insight will actually free us. That insight will actually kind of shift us to the, move us to the other shore, right? And in that insight will make us free. There's no like worshipping a deity or other some other higher being will free you. No one will free you. You have to free yourself, right? So uh, so Thai said that the island of self is just so Buddha said that the island of self is just one breath away. It is only one breath away, right? We are just one breath away from freedom, right? So whatever thoughts or patterns that, there are certain patterns which are so ingrained in us that we sometimes feel that it is very very difficult for us to come out of those patterns. So I have gone through those patterns, right? Continuous compulsive thinking of a particular thing, or continuous compulsive anxiety, right? So now this is the prison that we have in us, and the how to get free of that prison, the key is our breath, and the key is always with us. We have to just be aware and keep that awareness that whenever difficult feelings or emotions arise, we have to just kind of just push that key, and that key is just be aware that this key is just with us. So it's like you are banging on a door, you want to enter your own home, right? This is just this illustration just came in my mind right now. So you are tired and you are stressed of the day's work, and you come home late at night, and you just want to come home. You could just want to relax. You just want to relax, maybe put on something on TV, and maybe you have something delicious to eat, and you come, and you when you just come and you realize that there is a big lock at the front door of the house, and you are like, what to do? And you keep banging on your door, keep banging on your door, not realizing that the keys to that to your home are in your pocket only, right? So uh, what we have to realize when difficult feelings and emotions come is that the key is there in our own pocket. The key is our breath. And as we can just take out the key and unlock the door and just relax and refresh ourselves in our home, we can reach our true home just by using our breath, right? So it's said that the island of self is just one breath away. With the practice of mindful breathing or mindful walking, we can come home to our island straight away. Just give me a moment. There's just one technical issue. uh, Sorry. So coming back, right? So Thai says that with the practice of mindful breathing or mindful walking, we can come home to our island straight away. So even if it's not mindful breathing, you can also do mindful walking. Right? Before moving to Plum Village, Thai says that I used to stay in a hermitage about an hour's drive from Paris. One day I left my hermitage to go for a walk. The morning was very beautiful, so before leaving, I opened all the windows and doors. But at about 4 in the afternoon, the weather changed. The wind came up, the clouds covered the sun, and it started to rain. I knew that I should go home, and I practiced mindful walking back to the hermitage. When I arrived, I found my little hermitage in a very bad state. It was dark, it was cold, and it was miserable inside the hermitage. It was no longer as a pleasant place to be, but I knew what I had to do, right? So Thai says that I knew what I had to do. The first thing was to close all the doors and windows. The second thing was to make a fire in the wood burning stove. And after that, I lit the kerosene lamp. Then I went to collect all the sheets of paper that had been blown around all around the hermitage. When everything had been picked up and put back in its proper place, I sat close to the fireplace and warmed myself by the fire. Now the hermitage had become a cozy, pleasant place to be again. I was safe and comfortable in my hermitage. Now, what Thai says is that this image can illustrate what we do when we feel down or upset in our daily lives. We try hard, but the harder we try, the worse we feel. Right? It's one of those days. The harder we try and the worse we feel, the day has been very, very bad for us. So what we do when the day is very bad for us, when we come home, we just try to cover up our, whatever day it was with, mindless consumption, alcohol, or maybe binge watching on TV or something, right? So now what Thai says is that we seem to fail in every attempt we do, in everything we attempt to do. We try or to say or do something to improve the situation, but it doesn't work, right? So all of us have had those days when nothing works, right? This is the time to go back to our hermitage and close all the doors and windows, right? So go back to our hermitage means to go back to our true home, in the present, in the now. Our true home is in the now, right? And we close all the doors and windows. That means to close all the distractions, all the sense distractions that we have. Go home to yourself by way of your mindful breathing and recognize the feelings inside, right? So do mindful breathing, bring your attention back to your belly, do the in and out breathing, right? Know about the in and out breathing that is happening in the belly as you breathe. Just be mindful of that. Do not change the pattern of the breathing. Just be aware in a loving way to this pattern of breathing as it is happening. When we do that, just by doing this for like 30 seconds, what it will generate the energy of mindfulness in us, right? And then what we can do is that as we can do it like for 1 to 2 minutes, do practice mindful breathing, and then we can go back and recognize our feelings, how I am feeling right now, what kind of things are going on in me. So there may be a storm that is going on inside me. So rather than losing myself in that storm, I just become a witness of it. And my mindful breathing helps me to be that witness. And I just be a witness that, okay, right now these feelings are going on in me, and I totally accept that this is right now my mental situation. Just by that accepting, we can change our mental state, right? Whatever feelings is there, recognize it and embrace it very tenderly, right? Just embrace it, that right now anger is rising in me. Breathing in, I know anger is in me. Breathing out, the anger is dissolving in me, right? You can just have like a kind of a mental kind of affirmation you can do, that breathing in, I know that anger, there is anger in me. And breathing out, I embrace this anger in me. I love this anger in me. I embrace this anger in me, right? Because see, what I will just my perspective is that, this anger is my self created thing. This is not something separate from me. Till the time I think of any of my patterns or any of my negative side. Also, all of us have our negative side. You have your positive side, the caring, the kind, the tenderly side, and you have your dark side. Similarly, I also have my positive side. you know and I also, when my energy levels are high, I also have my positive side. I help people, I have generous side. But I also have my dark side. I also, when my energy levels are low, then maybe I will also speak something to maybe my family member, which might not go down well with them. So we all have that side. But what we have to now do is that we have to start recognizing and embracing our dark sides, right? As they come up, we have to start embracing them and not push it under the carpet. Now, as our awareness has risen through our daily meditation practice, mindfulness practice, uh, uh, these things will also come out much more, right? So as we are spiritually awakening, these things will also come out much more, because they want to get cleared. So we have to allow them to get clear, and we have to basically allow this process of clearance that is happening by embracing them, right? By loving them, these feelings that are rising, and not resisting them, right? So now Thai says that whether mother her when so Thai very beautifully gives the example of embracing your kind of difficult feelings by saying that when a mother hears her baby crying, she stops whatever she's doing and goes directly to the baby. The first thing she does is to pick up the baby and hold her tenderly in her arms. In the baby there is an energy of suffering, right? In the mother there is the energy of tenderness, which begins to penetrate into the body of the baby. Similarly, your fear is your baby, right? Treat your fear or your anxiety or your difficult feelings, difficult mental emotional feelings as your baby, right? Your anger is your baby, your despair is your baby. Your baby needs you to go home and take care of it. Go home to your hermitage, to the island of self right away, and take care of your baby, right? Then Thai says that the energy of mindfulness is the mother, right? The energy of the mindfulness, we have to just evoke or invoke, whatever word you prefer. We have to just invoke the mother in us. The mother is the energy of mindfulness. How we do that is by doing mindful breathing. And with the energy of mindfulness, you can hold your baby. Mindfulness is an energy you can generate. It's the capacity to be aware of what is going on. It's the heat you can produce by making a fire. The fire, the heat will transform the cold and misery in your hermitage. Your baby is you. You shouldn't try to suppress the strong emotions or negative feelings you have. Your fear, your anger is you. Don't fight it, right? We are our anger. We are our fear. They are not separate from us, right? The more quickly we come into that understanding that the our fear and anger is a part of ourselves, we will be able to embrace it and release that from ourselves, right? Your fear, your anger is you. Don't fight it. Never fight your difficult patterns, right? Never ever fight. Just embrace them, right? Don't struggle against your fear, your anger, or your despair. With mindfulness, you can embrace these feelings. If if you continue to breathe mindfully, the energy of mindfulness will be generated and will embrace and calm your difficult feelings, like a mother tenderly embracing and calming her crying baby. Right. So this basically, the section was totally on how you can be an island of peace, cultivate. So in the ocean of stress, so what I say always is that this this world is an ocean of chaos, right? There is chaos, there is negativity, but if we have our focus on our well-being, we can create our own island of peace, our own island of well-being, right? In that, we cannot change a lot of things, we cannot change the world, but we can change ourselves. And when we change ourselves, the change will happen in the world, right? Our vibration will bring the change in our immediate surroundings, and that change will then, you know, it will become like, it's like you drop of water, the pebble in the water, and what happens is the ripples that get created. So each and every action you are doing with mindfulness will create those ripples in the universe, right? That ripples will bring peace. So we all have to just do our part in becoming more mindful. So this was it. I just thought to bring this one concept and not go into too many concepts. So I hope this was useful. If you have any queries, you can do comment, share, stay connected with me. The link is there in the description, right? Join my Facebook group, join my masterclass. Every Friday, I will be doing masterclass on 3 secrets on how to heal yourself of difficult emotions, right? So you can join that. That will be a live masterclass. That's it. Thank you so much for watching and being part of this live stream. Thank you. Bye. Take care and have a great Sunday. Enjoy. Bye.